Well, welcome everybody. My name is Derek from Pop's Box Shop, and I'm going to show you where I work here in our basement of our home. So, if you're first time viewing this channel or don't know anything about it, it's a lot of work to do this job. I'm a seller on. I started on eBay, then I went to BRICKLINK and then Brickowl. I also do Lego conventions like Brickworld, which Chicago is the biggest in North America. So. Which is every Father's Day weekend, and our next one is in Indianapolis in March, so excited for that. So just follow along. We'll go through. I'm just going to show you everything down here that I've built. This basement was just one big empty space at one point 5 years ago when I first started, and I've really filled it out. So you're going to see that, and also just go through what's changed the past year in this store. I titled this video the Store Tour 2023, even though it's about to be 2024, but it's kind of just an overview of what changed from the last video I did at the end of 2022. So in this video description there'll be a link to all the previous store tours I've done. If you wanted to stop this one now and go back and watch the first one, that's pretty cool, but you know it's very short. It just talks about a future vision I had of building another building to do this job in as well. So it'll be in the description, and then there's quite a long one in there. This is, I believe, my 6th tour. I've done one every year since 2018. Yeah, I started really getting to BRICKLINK big time in December of 2018 when I built this first section of the wall that we'll go through first. And I have 4 quadrants down here, I call it, in this room, in this basement. So we'll go through each one and just show you everything. And I think that's all I wanted to mention in the intro. But I guess I'll also mention that if you go to our website, popsblockshop.com, you will see all the events that are coming up that we have planned. I try to keep that updated. Like I mentioned, the Brickworld coming up. I have anyone that I've actually signed up for, I've got an invitation for, is on there, not the future ones. But I keep that updated as I sign up for them, as I get the invitations. So definitely go to popsblockshop.com, and all the links to our stores are there, and everything you need to follow us on any of the social media platforms and all that fun stuff. So let's get into it. So if you go to the very beginning of this YouTube channel, you'll find where I built this wall. I did like a 3-part video series, and I did a 4th video of just clipping it all together. So it's 14 rows. I planned for 15, but I didn't make 15, but I'm glad it worked out good because I had room on the side there. So I just bought all the wood and just kind of planned it out. I wanted to have a lip here to set stuff on if I needed to, and then I'm not a carpenter, didn't really plan the bottom out too well, but I knew I wanted to put like some storage down there. You can see, because of an expansion we did earlier this year that we'll go through later, I have all these are empty. These are mostly empty in here. They're just kind of for bulk overflow stuff, and some of these have parts in them. So how I structured the stores, when I first started where this dip is, I started my used part. So this is the first used drawer. So the new parts go into drawer 1342 here, and then from there it actually goes over to here. This section here was a 2-part build. The first thing I did is I actually put drawers here, and I had a shelf here, and then eventually took the shelf out, which is now over there with shoe boxes of parts, and I expanded this over to here, where I just kind of put plywood back here to kind of wall it off from the stairs, and was able to add a ton more of these cabinets. Now, these are a tough store. They used to be called Holt, and they were sold at Menards. They do not sell them anywhere that I know of anymore. So I did recently buy a store this year that had a ton of them, so that really was a bonus to be able to get more of them, because they're my favorite type of drawer. As you can see here, they can divide into 3 sections, so it is very nice to have that option when you're dealing with a lot of small pieces. But you just got to do it smartly, I guess, where you get things that overflow. The used wall, it's just a mix of everything. There's minifigs, regular parts, big parts, bionicle things, small pieces, and we use these yellow trays that were sold at Harbor Freight. I haven't seen them there in a while, but there's this website, Rockler maybe it is, that sold them for like $3 each. If you spend $50, it was free shipping the last time I ordered them. So we just usually dump that out and then grab the pieces I need and then funnel it back into the drawer. So I should get some stats on the store and kind of go through that. Maybe after I stop a clip here, I'll look at some stats on how many new parts I have, how many used parts we have. But this year we did reach 1 million parts, which was just happened in the last month, and I've actually currently under 1 million parts because I just keep selling them. This month of December, I'm having a 10% off sale at the end of the year to just free up some space and free up some money, you know, and it's definitely working. So going back to this, I don't know exactly the time frame on when I built this next portion, but if you look at all the store tours that are linked in this video in the description, you can kind of go through how each year changed. So but yeah, so I first started with this, and then for the new parts, it goes all the way around and down to drawer 3592, and then I at some point built this just standalone free wall, also known as the kids laser tag base, which they're getting older, they don't play anymore, but they still have fun down here playing hide and seek. But this is all on one side, and it goes to that number, wraps around to this. These are all new parts. Pretty much all these big drawers are full. As you can see, the best thing about these, that you can put the drawers backward. The Acro Mills you have a lot of trouble getting them out. So you'll see a lot of stores that do videos that'll just keep the drawers out of the wall that are empty, which is definitely it's a good way to do it. I just don't like the look of it. I like to have I just like to have all the drawers filled at all times. So I make fun of them or give them a hard time when I see them have so many holes in the wall all the time, because it just doesn't look like I would want to see it. But that's just me. Everyone has their own way, their own style, and I've always, I've spent over $1,000 on just the tape to put all these labels on. I can show you the label maker I use. It was just a $20 label maker from Costco when I first built this wall 5 years ago. So yeah, it was December of 2018 when that was completed. I was so excited to start parting out sets. I did start, if you look at my first store tour, I was parting out Lego sets into plastic bags, and it was just a nightmare. So mistake. So anyway, the used section, I actually did build this before I built that. This was just used for minifig storage. Like this isn't even part of my BRICKLINK store at all. This is all minifigure storage, where I try to sort, like there's a ton of Star Wars, like a Princess Leia drawer, try to keep those smooth hairs, which I don't have. Amidala, Ewoks, so, and we just sorted stuff away, so it's kind of, some drawers are all opened in there. So anyway, here you go. This is the label maker that I've used pretty much for all of everything, and I do have a more expensive label maker as well. This is a Brother model PT-1890. I mean, they're all pretty similar, but I do have a more expensive one that hooks up to the computer where I can actually print other things. So this is, like I said, all the minifig storage, except this is my eBay store. Here. These two are things for sale on eBay, and all these down here are for sale on eBay. Along with this front section of this standalone wall, and all those are all eBay. They're not all full, but my eBay store is worth about a third of what the BRICKLINK store is worth. So there's a lot of stuff. There's almost 10,000 total items on there, and over 2,500 individual Lego listings is what I've been keeping it around this year. So, which is crazy to think I can have 1 million pieces on BRICKLINK and do that. I don't know how, and that's just, it's just, I think about it like, how do I keep on doing that? But I'm very efficient in how my process is and how I continue to relist on eBay. And I do spend a lot on BRICKLINK myself to complete items like minifigures. So the profit margins are not the best in the end, but it still keeps drawing people in. So these are all used parts. So like I mentioned here, use drawer number 1, and then it continues to here. This is not for sale. These are all things that are just sorted away. Once these get full, like this is about to get full soon, I will sort those and put them all for sale in BRICKLINK. This is the horses. I just take things as I need them. I've never actually gone through any of these 3 and listed everything, but that's going to happen at some point this next year. We recently completed all the motorcycles we could. I put a bunch in my convention bin, things like that. Those are just a bunch of dividers. And this is how we store our stickers. So I have it listed as drawer number 1 dash and whatever page it is. So it comes up first on any order, pretty much, unless something else in drawer number 1 comes up. So we have 2 of those books now, right there. And I just store plastic bags for when my plate orders come in, and I just usually grab a stack of a couple of these. I went down. I had another size. It was like 2.5 by 3 inches or something that I don't use anymore. So I just consolidate down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different sizes. So all these sizes are on my cart at all times when I pull orders, and I just keep them. I kind of just restock once they run out. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's that one, and I usually have bigger ones right there. So I'm not running over to here, and when I have bigger lots of, like, a lot of pieces, I can just easily bag them up wherever I'm at in this room, because my original plan was to try to keep everything in this area. But you get so many parts, you cannot keep it in one area. So, and this is like, this might have been here like last year at the same time. I don't think I ever fixed this, but this is kind of like anything I would have collected, but I'm not a collector at all. So I used to have a Star Wars container like that there. This is series 1. It's really the only thing I have in a collection and it's not like I want it. It can be for sale. So that's all this stuff. Got some gifts from friends there. Gifts from family. There's a gift there. There's a gift there, right there. So lots of cool stuff that people send me, and also give me at the conventions is here. And got this sign from the Brick Monarch shop. I told them that I would do a review of their stuff, and they sent me that along with that one, the deer shield up there, which is an awesome piece for this room. So, and this is just all accessories that I'll sort out. And, I have a bunch of hands and arms that try to replace if things are damaged or broken. Backpacks. Got tons of capes. I don't find the value in listing all these capes. I'm usually buying them from people on BRICKLINK and actually just storing them. And I've always keep telling myself there will be a time where I list all this stuff for sale and just go all in on BRICKLINK. That can happen. It might happen. It's just eBay takes so much less time than BRICKLINK, so I just try to keep that as a #1 priority, as I always have. So that is this is the space section. Classic space. That needs some help. And I just moved down the what is this? It's our scanner down in our basement today, so we're getting a call. What's the call? Anyway, so I'm not going to put that in there. If you wanted to know if you had to best guess, an older person fell. That's what most of these calls are when they get on those scanners, and it's good to have people that can help them. So, so this is drawer 4616 at the bottom. We're going to go back to where I'm trying to keep this in order. Like this is what I call quadrant 1. This whole area here, it's pretty much all the stuff is for sale except that down there. And this is quadrant number 2, which this is all my convention stuff that I would take to like the Brick Worlds. These are just Lego sets that need to be verified again, and I usually print photos on the front of these boxes and take them to the shows. I'm big on parting out used sets because you just add a good variety of stuff, but at this point I have so many parts that has to make sense to do that, both monetarily and lot count. So I've been putting together more sets because they're good. They sell. They definitely sell at these conventions. So Quadrant 2, this is my original computer. I used to work for United Healthcare Insurance, and I had a second computer here, and then my other one, I had 3 monitors before. I would just work on one monitor for Lego between calls and things I was doing, and then work my regular job. So it helped build the business while I could work at home, do stuff like that. And that's the junk parts we come across. And got our 3 hamsters just guarding the place. So, and these are all the shoe boxes, which I don't prefer to use, but they're definitely a necessity in a BRICKLINK store, because you just get bigger pieces that you can't put them in drawers. So there's a number of them. They're mostly full. This is the used ones that are here. So I'm not huge on doing used stuff, but I mean, I could be a lot bigger doing used stuff, but I'm just not, because new sets are just so more efficient they're so much more efficient to get more parts for sale. Less profit like up front, but because you can get used stuff for very cheap, but you have to spend so much time on it. It's a give or take on that regard. So there's our Brick World Chicago great ball contraption we got, or we did. Is it on? Oh, I think the batteries are dying, but it's working. It's so slow. Battery died. Batteries are dead. So anyway, it worked. We did it as a family. That's the one build I've done this year. So anyway, my video is clocking. So then this is the next thing that we ended up doing right here, which is just another standalone wall, as I really was trying to expand eBay and trying to be more efficient and faster in pulling orders. So a lot of this is full of minifigures, and I started doing minifigure parts on there as well. So all that good stuff. So, and then we will go on to the next area. It's going to be no. Is this 3? Yeah, I guess this is Quadrant 3. This is Quadrant 4, but this was kind of built together. So this is another standing wall basically here that I built. I just put a bunch of shelving units here. If you look at the video I did last year, none of these shoe boxes were here. This is from a store I purchased. But I turned this into a minifigure sorting area, and I kind of store like bulk the same figures or certain themes here that I want to easily access, which obviously not a lot of time in there, but going to Lego conventions, they sell so many minifigures, it's just hard to keep up. What I do is I store them in here by theme, so that I'll usually take a number of these to a convention. It depends on how many I need, and I'll maybe just sort some out of some of these and put them in there. But as I work through minifigures, and I kind of know what I have here and there, or what I want to sell here or there at, either on eBay or BRICKLINK or convention. So I'll kind of just, as I work through them, throw things in there or wherever. So like today I sorted this all here. This is my items to list bin. I'll be my son will be making a brick stock file to upload all those parts, and then these minifigs. Like, this is my current backlog of minifigures. There's a bunch of eBay lots combined in these 3 bins. I've already taken out the very expensive things, or most of it, that I found right away. So this is a never-ending process. This is my favorite thing to do because it's the most, I guess you spend a lot buying the parts, but you get a lot back in the end. It's so much easier to pull 35 minifigures or minifigure parts than 35 lots of different pieces that you have to count 10 or 20 of at a time. So that's just how that goes. And this is the computer we use to sync our BRICKLINK and Brickowl stores. It checks every 5 minutes for orders, and then we'll sync the orders, remove inventory off one site that it was sold on the other, so that it doesn't double sell on me. So, and yeah, I've had people like at least once or twice buy the same parts on both sites at the same time, like simultaneously before it updated, And I'm like, you know, you bought these parts over here first. You know, it happens, but it's just got to teach them. I have a Viewmaster collection there. It's a pretty impressive one. I was working through selling some of that. I'm still working through selling it, so more next year. But like I said, all these shelves, usually this top shelf would be all Lego sets to part out. There are a number of sets that I've collected back here, mostly just some Star Wars clone stuff. There's used sets here that for conventions. That's like what I have. But those, it was more there. Now they got moved over here. This is just a rack under here. There's just so many different things that need help. This is like storage. These are actually all, I forget what's actually in here. Those are just like bigger base plates and stuff. But these are just all CMF packs that I kind of like keep. Once a new one comes out, I'm going to go back now because Series 25 is about to come out. I'm going to go back and just process all my Series 22. I always have like 3 series at a time, but I do have like a lot of Looney Tunes and the Disney in there and the Marvel that I don't really do that to. Just like the series I can kind of do. But I kind of save those for conventions because those are popular items at the conventions and easy to sell, you know, the same item over and over and things like that. So that is that area pretty much. My son's desk. We homeschool, so he is here most days, and we're on break for Christmas here. And this is quadrant 4, which this was a project that I really was hoping to do at some point, and I did it. This is more of a. It started out as a used parts sorting. Like this is actually the BRICKLINK store now. Going down all the way to here, and it will expand over to this one. I have to clear this out, which my plan for that is to remove this cabinet, which doesn't, it's kind of, you know, we're missing space by these, so I just didn't have the right cabinets at a certain time because they stopped selling these, but I since have gotten, you know, more of these. So I brought this one over the other day to kind of measure. I think I can fit 4 of those there. I might be able to fit 4 of those. It's going to go all the way to the ceiling basically, but it'll give me 8 large drawers like this opened up. And so like this cabinet is using up 1, 2, that'd be 3, 4, 5, 6. I really don't need a huge drawer for that, those ones. But then I have 9 big drawers here that I kind of have to move out. But I can always combine, like this one never really gets too full. I can take these 2 stickers and move them to this one together, so things like that. But my used parts go from here all the way here, and all these down here are just used parts as I sort them out. And then this needs to get listed. So that's something. When things get full, they get listed. Like all these parts here, the drawers got too full, and they are ready to be sorted by color and counted and put for sale. And this is just all pending work that needs to be put for sale. So that's that. And this is the new store. All these cabinets came with the store. 21st, 2023, I went down to Lower Wisconsin, and I found a business card and put the memorial to the store because it wasn't the best situation. It was just couldn't do it anymore, so gave me a very good deal on it. I was very happy with it. You know, there is more mistakes than I would have in my store, I guess. There's a lot of like 2 of this different parts of the same color in with other ones, so I gotta really watch it when I pull items. But overall, the value is, you know, you just gotta expect that kind of stuff. It was definitely worth it. All these cabinets were included as, you know, not even an additional cost, so it was just so good for the store to really fill out this basement because I cannot fit any more. I mean, I really want to have a space for family stuff still. We actually have a ping pong net that goes here, so we still can play here, and this is a pool table. We actually can take the top off and play pool. So I like to keep some of our basement. We have a very small house, so some of our basement just you can still have fun down here. We watch football or other things down here. Sometimes I'll watch movies on that TV. So I had to move the TV over one of these boards, so 18 inches, to get this up there correctly. because there's not much room on this side either. We have a water softener, so it had to go here. So it kind of overhangs this, but it's okay because we can just move the TV and access it. So really filling it out. Really filling it out. So yeah, under the stairs over there I have some bins of parts. This size here, there's 4 bins like this. They're mostly 70 to 90% full. I moved this one out here because I actually sorted some stuff out of it. What is that? Is that a bird? There's a bird in there and a torso. Oh my goodness, a killer croc torso. Wow, it's not even cracked. You never know what you're gonna find. Here's our pantry, which is also, I've claimed part of it for the BRICKLINK store. So how do you get to 1 million parts? You need a lot of bigger storage to have large quantity of items. All of these, or not all of these, but some of these were actually, no, they were all here. These are all new. I had some of these parts in my eBay section over here. I had those first 6 or the last 6 over here full of parts for BRICKLINK, but I needed it for eBay. I really wanted it for that, so this was a necessity to do this. I did this before I purchased that store in August. So this is probably, and I did it in anticipation of getting that store. This is probably like a month before I purchased that store. This is only cost me, I want to say, around $350 for all this stuff to add these. So I mean, maybe it was less. I can't really. These were like 20 bucks each, and these were like $11.99 each, I think. So there's 9, and then there's 6 of those. So I'm not going to try to do math on camera, but it's somewhere around 300 bucks. So it's I just kind of throw parts in here that are bigger together. It could be better. They easily come out, and I'll go just take this out into my table and count things out if needed. So. And like I said, this is just larger quantity of stuff, so definitely not the most efficient, but I have like a minifig drawer now. I have one drawer here, but like I said, it'll continue to these ones. That 9954 will go to this 9955. That's what that'll be. To this, but those ones are used for the used store, so I have a little more storage there if I need it. I have a board here, but this drawer here is like very hard to open. It like moves, so try not to put stuff that I need to access a lot. This drawer is fine. This one's a little wonky. This drawer's hard. I mean, they're not impossible, but I should have put a board right here when I connected those, and I had to take all this off to put a door board in there basically if I wanted to do that now. But it's definitely a great addition that I really needed, that I did this past year. Excitement. I had to change my battery as well in my phone or my camera, so it's all real here. We don't try to make things seem like they're better than they are. This is a ton of work. These are just more bulk pieces that I sometimes will search for parts in if I'm looking to complete something, or if I can't find it in my wall here. This is I think it's I'm not sure the name of it. I think it's brickarchitect or something.com. But if you get these, if you get a label printer that hooks up to your computer, you can print these out. So this was an awesome project that I loved, and I've used almost every label. I don't know. I haven't checked to see if they did any updated ones. I don't know where that drawer is either. I don't like saying that. Is it this one? No. It's got to be around here somewhere. Anyway, so I have probably around 200 pounds worth of bulk Lego pieces that I need sorted. So it's getting there. It is getting there. So that's a tour, I guess. I don't know if there's anything else to say. I keep talking about Brickworld Indianapolis on Friday, March 15th, I think. Max Saturn is playing the Friday night before Brickworld Indy in Indianapolis. So I'm going to be there. If you're going to be at Brickworld Indianapolis, you got to be there. Why do I bring that up? My cousin is the guitar player for Max Saturn, if you didn't know. I know a lot of you that watch my channel know that because I just constantly talk about them, but they're an up-and-coming band. A lot of fun. And here's my, it's kind of my wall of fun. Got an Australian man, place an order there, that watches the channel, papasbricks.com. And There's Ralph. This is no longer. I need a new card. He changed his name. Funky Figures or something. And I don't have all of these that I've been to. The ones in 2019 was my first year of going, and I don't have any bricks from 2019. I didn't realize they were a thing. So, but yeah, I went through a lot of them, and I love Brick World. I want to go to every single one, but I have to make smart business decisions because sometimes the price doesn't match up to what I can feel that I can make at the places. So, but catch me there, catch me anywhere. We do shows in Green Bay, Wisconsin, so it's a lot of fun. So back here, just storage, garbage bags, tape, anything I can fit back there. I guess, yeah. I don't know what to talk about. It's my my BRICKLINK store or my eBay store cataloging system. That's what helps me to keep me organized. So this is my waiting for parts bin. Anything like this Robin with the very short cape, I need his head. So it's waiting for a head. It'll be put on a wanted list on BRICKLINK, and I'll try to buy it. Patrick Pirate needs legs. This other Patrick needs the normal head. And what I do over here, as I was sorting today, this is something I guess I wanted to show. I just grab things that I think I might need, or I don't know. So what I'm going to do here real quick is look through here. I don't know if that is one. I'm not always sure on some of them, but oh yeah, like this Ice Bite. I don't know if that's the same guy. It is the same guy. So I was missing looks like his torso, but I can do it here. There's a Count Dooku there, and a Endor Rebel that I know I need. This is the Boromir head, but it has a chew mark on the one end. See if I can figure that out. But then Count Dooku, I found a head for him, the yellow version, which I have a torso and old hair. So I just need to find the cape, which I know I have a cape, and just regular black legs. I don't know if I have a hilt though. I think I'm out of his curved hilt, so that is something I need to get before I can list them. I like to sell minifigures with their actual accessories on eBay, because I just think it makes it just pop on the picture. So I don't know if I need. Oh, I do need Squarefoot Series 14 monster. So I was just missing his head, which we have a complete one there. So as I sorted today for like 45 minutes, like I said, or maybe an hour. I think there was one more Deputron. I found. Yep, I needed a hat for him, and I found it. Found all these pieces in my backlog of parts that I need to sort. So just trying to complete stuff. And this, I'm just going to put for sale like that. And yeah, lots of fun. Just keep completing stuff. It's always feels good to be able to complete things. But we'll see you around. That's the store tour.